All right, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, it's time for our conversation. I did tell you that I will be having two gentlemen join me on the program. One is with me here at the table already. We're expecting the other person. And the two guests are members of the House of Representatives. I will start my introduction with Honorable Shina Peller, who is a member of the House of Representatives. No committee yet. He told me they are still waiting. Welcome. Welcome to the show. So how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And, I'm happy to be here. We're just having a chat before we came on, your program, I checked it out and I can see that is a very high profile. So I'm very, very happy to be here.
Nice. That's a big commendation. Thank you very much. Perhaps their eyes have it. Yes. All right, let's get started before your colleague joins us. Tell me what bothers you the most. You were telling me also before the break that you were in the, perhaps you are still also in the entertainment industry. Are you out fully? But at least you're in the business of lawmaking now. What bothers you the most? For you that you were also in the entertainment industry, you saw a lot of things. And last week on the program, last Friday precisely, I took a look at the creative industry. And I discovered that a lot of Nigerians are employed in the creative industry, be it music, be it movies, be it makeup industry, be it arts, be it a lot of things. I had some practitioners here, be it fashion. But if you take a look at what's happening in the country, so many things, so many challenges are facing us at the same time. What worries you the most right now?
I think there are two most important problems that we need to tackle now, which is the first one would be youth unemployment in Nigeria, and the second one I think is insecurity. Now, for youth unemployment in Nigeria, this is becoming more alarming because according to the global, what's this agency again? I was reading something about yesterday.
Is it the UN?
No, not UN. I think is the Global Youth Development
the one
Index report.
Yeah.
I think it says Nigeria is like on 158 out of 183.
Countries.
And out of 183 countries with an employment deficit. So I just feel that, and if you look at the way that our economy, our population is growing, and you can see that there is no, I would say, there has not been enough attention, to giving employment to the youth. So, which is something that I think that this country needs to work on, and I believe that it's high time for us to diversify, our economy, and focus more on the creative industry. And if you look at from the entertainment industry, where I came from, you can see that the entertainment industry is developing. So I don't know whether you saw this Lion King premiere,
premiere,
and that has Beyonce and about 6 Nigerian artists on it. I think Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Techno, and I think Easy and a few of them. You can see that the industry is growing. But I believe that the support that the government needs, that is given to the industry is not enough. And it's high time that we diversify our economy, look into agriculture. Agriculture is a sector that has already helped Nigeria in the past. So, and I see no reason, because we just discovered oil, I said that we should abandon agriculture, because that is what is actually causing one of our great problems, because that is causing the urban, rural-urban migration. Because, if attention is paid into agriculture, the government is investing in power. For agriculture, the government is investing in good roads, and there is like maybe more awareness on agriculture. This will be able to bring in more investors, and even the youth will find agriculture more interesting and not moving, from the rural areas to the urban areas.
It's so interesting that you brought up agriculture. I was having a discussion earlier today, on agriculture, and the person actually told me that a lot of people do not want to go into agriculture anymore. And if you take a look at our agricultural landscape, apart from perhaps a few younger people that are going into, especially the agribusiness side in terms of like processing and all of that, you see that we still have a lot of older people in agriculture. And doing agriculture still the old way, with hoes and machetes and all of that. But I've been told that our second guest is here. So let's quickly take a break to also bring him on board. We'll still be looking at the state of the economy. You can join the conversation. Just buzz me on Twitter. Nancy Lo, it's the ID there. Just send your comments on what you think about the state of the economy. We'll be right back.
Kola nuts, a very popular plant in Nigeria, has so many benefits, and one of such is its economic benefits. Kola nut is a tropical plant from the African continent with approximately 20 to 40 species. Kola nut is a vital economic crop in the country. They are mainly cultivated and traded for consumption, medicinal and industrial purposes. Nigeria cultivates and trades up to 70% of the total world production of kola nuts. It is widely cultivated in southwestern states such as Ogun, Kwara, Osun and Oyo states. According to reports, 90% of kola nut produced in Nigeria is consumed within the country, while 10% is exported. Other leading countries in Africa in terms of kola nut production includes Ghana, Cameroon, Sierra Leone and Côte d'Ivoire. And most African countries are keen into commodities such as kola nut to help diversify the economy, and Nigeria is advised to follow suit. And that's Nigeria's commodities in 60 seconds.
Shouldn't we also be knocking the heads of the fiscal authority? Yeah, but because I'm saying, how does the monetary authority succeed if the fiscal side is not supported? That means that whatever the central bank would have done over the years would have been zero.
Nancy, we will be professional. Nancy, we will be apolitical. Nancy, we will not go into politics. What we will do is to focus on our banking business, but use our skills to support the efforts of government, right? In creating jobs for people. We want to use our efforts to...
All right, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, still a conversation on the state of the economy. My second guest is at the table right now, Honorable Kingsley Ujo, a member of the House of Representatives. So I have two lawmakers with me today. Welcome, Honorable Ujo, and thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, my sister. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you, the viewers.
All right, let's get started with you. I had asked Honorable Peller what worries him the most. I would also ask you that question. What bothers you the most? I don't want to tell you what he told me, but tell me what you think, so I'll take it from there.
Thank you very much, the presenter. Thank you, the viewers. Honestly, one of the basic problems that worries me most in the country today is the high level of unemployment among the youth. And this, honestly, is a subject of worry to most of the National Assembly members today. I remember a few days ago, we devoted a very long time in discussing the issue of unemployment in the country. And I can tell you that if unemployment is gotten right and the youth are gainfully employed, we shall be talking about solving substantially the problem of insecurity in the country.
So I would say to you that both of you are on the same page. Because when I asked him the same question, he did tell me unemployment and insecurity. What do you think should be done? Because if you're taking a look at it, of course, I do this show every Monday to Friday. I look at the economic statistics. I talk this every day, you know, so, and I see these things firsthand. It's not just talking and all of that. We have over 90 million people that are poor. In fact, Nigeria is said to be the world's capital of poverty. Some people may not agree with it, but the reality is that a lot of people are poor and a lot of people are unemployed, and a lot of people are also underemployed. Underemployment that you're seeing, like a PhD holder is driving a truck, or a BSc holder is riding an Okada, as it were, because there's really nothing to do. I was speaking with someone also earlier this morning, and the person was saying that, that the sister who is a graduate, a BSc or a BA, at least a graduate from a university, has not gotten a job since she finished NYSC, and she's thinking of opening a shop and starting a trade. So that is how bad it is in the country. I will still stick with you. What do you think should be done, really, to solve this unemployment problem, since both of you are on the same page?
Thank you very much. I think the first thing we should do, which the Night Assembly is trying to do, is to make fund available to our productive sector. And what I mean by this is trying to see that those our SMEs are reactivated into becoming very productive. And I can tell you that one of the areas we could solve this particular problem is making legislation that we enable the lending rate come to single digit. And if this is done as a way of a law from the National Assembly, that will actually avail both the farmers, both the other SMEs, the opportunity of creating or employing more people. And what I mean by this, go to like a few days ago, we had such a debate on the floor of the House. We try to look at those problems that hampers the access of fund, availability of fund to real businessmen. And we discovered that most people are talking about the lending rate to be very high. So once this lending rate comes to a single digit by CBN and other commercial banks, I can assure you that the SMEs will actually develop more, and there will be more businesses on the street of Nigeria. But let me just give you one area I feel that Nigerians need to do more. We know the problem of, we know we produce oil. Nigeria is seen as the largest gas, Nigeria has the largest gas reserve all Africa. I think we'll have about 37.5% of the entire gas reserve in Africa. And the question now, if we should be very sincere to ourselves, is how do we use this gas to the end users? How does it actually impact on the people of Nigeria vis-a-vis the employment you're talking about? You can understand that the downstream sector of the gas sector has actually been exploited. So once we begin to look at this downstream sector, making sure that the people who get the opportunity of having those end products from gas exploration and oil and gas exploration, I can tell that jobs will be created for the youth, and that will improve on the welfare of the people.
Okay. Honorable Peller, talk to me about your own, perhaps, solutions to how we can actually solve an employment problem. You did talk to me about agriculture, as well as even the entertainment sector. But are there other things that we can do?
Definitely, yes. We need to do some reform in our educational sector as well. Because I believe that the graduates that we are having now are not up to standard. And even if you look at Nigeria of today, even the level of the teachers, the people that are teaching them, who are the, what is the category of the people that are actually going into teaching? You know, these are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. How much are they paid? You know, people are underpaid, and what do you expect? What sort of product do you expect them to bring out? So I think that our educational sector, we need to do some sort of reform and do more of like practical than just theory. You know, more schools need they need to set up more schools in the rural area so that at least that can cut down the rural-urban migration.
And not just even about setting up schools. The schools we have right now, are they adequately equipped? You see a lot of pictures, not even pictures, we see them. Was it 3 weeks ago or so, I saw some pupils studying under a tree in this modern day, you know, even here in Nigeria, and people go to sleep. So I wonder if you and your colleagues should sleep, because you all, when I mean you are elected by the people and represented, you know, you should represent all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, thank you very much. I know we have infrastructure deficit all over the country, and education is not out of it. What I feel we should do on the area of education is, one, improving on the curriculum. I can tell you that one of the basic problems, like my colleague rightly said here, is we have teachers, most often, who may not actually impart the real knowledge to the students. I mean, giving them those things that will make them become independent. Because another problem of unemployment too is that we depend on the white-collar jobs. If we have graduates who actually can on their own survive without carrying their certificates to look for jobs, creating small businesses on their own, going there to have independence on what they can do in order to survive. I can tell you too that we can do better than even Singapore. But what I feel like I said earlier about the curriculum is trying to bring in those courses and subjects that will be technologically based, that will give them students an opportunity to know that you can be a carpenter and survive. That you can be
a plumber
and survive.
Yes.
You can be a bricklayer and survive. But all of us depend on theoretical knowledge. And this theoretical knowledge, honestly, has deceived us so much in the country. But coming down to the area, you made mention of agriculture. I wasn't here when you made mention of agriculture. I can tell you that during the 70s and 80s, we survived without oil.
Yeah.
So this is another area, too, I feel that we are trying to see how we can bring up laws that will make certain percentage of our graduates or certain percentage of our youth go into agriculture and farming. Let me start an example with you to you on an issue of palm oil production in the country. Earlier than 70s, Nigeria survived through palm oil and the coconut and granite pyramid. Today, where are we? The Malaysians came here and imported palm oil fruits and whatever. I got in there today. Malaysia is the largest palm oil producing country in the world. So what we're saying, in essence, is we must de-emphasize on that or those aspects of trade that cannot guarantee our independence as a people. And agriculture, I know, is one sure area that will give you your daily income and your daily meal.
Okay, I want us to take a break at this point, and when we come back, I'll be asking the two lawmakers here with me on what we should expect from the 9th Assembly, especially as all those challenges are just before us, challenges of insecurity, unemployment, so many things, in fact, so many things